Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a really popular request, how to learn English. Well, fast. If you're starting out, or maybe just want to speed things up, this deep dive is definitely for you.
That's right. We've been looking at some focused research, really trying to pull out practical strategies, things that actually work for picking up English quickly. Our mission today is kind of cutting through the usual advice and finding those impactful tips.
And maybe before we get into the how, we should quickly touch on the why.
Yeah.
English, it's more than just another language, isn't it? It's pretty much the global language for business, schools, the internet.
Absolutely. Knowing English can open up, huge job opportunities. Plus, it connects you with people literally all over the world, and it gives you a real confidence boost.
It's a game changer for sure. Okay, so you want to learn fast. Here's the first kind of surprising idea we found. Think like a child. We always hear kids pick up languages so fast, right? And it's not just about being fearless. The research suggests it's tapping into natural pattern recognition, which can be way faster than just memorizing grammar rules.
Exactly. So it's interesting because adults often get stuck on grammar first.
Yeah.
And that can actually, paralyze you when you try to speak.
Right.
Kids, though, they learn through tons of exposure, trying things out, getting corrected. It's about communicating, not being perfect. Letting go of that adult self-consciousness is key.
Okay, so that thinking like a child idea relies on being fearless. But for adults, we're taught not to make mistakes. How do we actually do that? Is it like a mindset shift?
That's a really good question. The research suggests reframing mistakes. Think of them not as failures, but more like data points, information.
Data points, okay.
Yeah, every time you get something wrong, it shows you exactly what you need to work on. It's proof you're trying, not that you're failing.
I like that. Okay, so if we're being fearless like kids, how do we actually put sentences together? The next big insight was, stop learning single words.
Mm-hmm.
Our sources strongly suggest learning in chunks or phrases. So instead of just go or eat, you learn whole phrases like, let's go to the market, or I want to eat something.
Right. And connecting that to the bigger picture, it makes the language functional right away, more natural. Our brains actually grab onto these pre-made phrases much faster. It's like a shortcut to sounding more fluent than, sticking words together one by one.
Okay, that makes sense. So once you're using these chunks, where do you find more of them? Like in real life, the research really pushes using the real world, especially media.
Yeah.
Watch English movies, maybe TV shows with subtitles on, listen to English music, podcasts. Find YouTubers talking about stuff you like, even just say 15 minutes a day, but actively listening or watching. That can make a big difference.
And it's not just passive, right? It's about active listening or something called shadowing. Like when you watch a show, try repeating a sentence right after you hear it. Try to copy the sound, the rhythm, or pick podcasts where maybe you can slow down the speed a bit. It kind of shifts learning from being a chore to something that's actually enjoyable because you're using content you care about, but you're actively working with the language.
Okay, active engagement, got it.
Yeah.
Now, this next tip sounds maybe a bit strange. It's about speaking English to yourself. I can just imagine people thinking, am I going to sound crazy doing that?
Yeah.
What's the logic there?
No, the logic is your brain doesn't really care if anyone's listening. It's pure practice without any pressure, no fear of judgment.
Okay, low-stakes practice.
Exactly. It breaks down that anxiety barrier. Think of it like warming up your English-speaking muscles. And no, you won't look crazy. Well, maybe avoid doing it loudly on the bus. Obviously, finding someone to talk with is great, but self-talk is something you can do anytime, anywhere.
Right. And then for building up vocabulary and getting a feel for grammar, writing. The sources recommend writing just a little bit every day, like start an English journal.
Yeah, even if it's super simple.
If 3 sentences maybe, today is hot, I saw my friend, things like that. Just gets you thinking and forming sentences in English.
And the final piece really is don't just learn it and forget it. Review. Our sources emphasize repeating things, reviewing strategically. Like spaced repetition helps things stick in your long-term memory, makes it part of your active vocab.
Okay, let's quickly recap the main takeaways for you listening. First, embrace that childlike approach. Listen, repeat, don't worry so much about mistakes, recognize patterns. Second, learn useful phrases, those chunks, not just single words. Third, use English media every day, movies, music, podcasts, but engage actively, even for 15 minutes.
Active listening, maybe shadowing.
Right. Fourth, talk to yourself in English. It's low-pressure practice. Fifth, write a little bit each day, like a simple journal entry. And sixth, keep reviewing what you learn so it actually sticks.
Yeah, and the big message behind all this is, learning English doesn't have to be this boring, slow grind. It can actually be fun, feel natural, and just become part of your daily routine. And always remember that idea. Mistakes are just proof you're learning. They show you're putting in the effort.
So thinking about all that, what does it mean for you? Considering everything we've discussed, what's the one simple, maybe even counterintuitive step from this deep dive that you could start doing today? Something to shift your English learning from feeling like work into just a natural, maybe even enjoyable part of your day. Give that some thought and maybe start talking, even if it's just to yourself.